Hi, I'm here with Andrew Chaikin, and Andrew is what we would call a space author. Andrew's going to talk about his career in writing about space and the impact it's had on today's youth, and in fact, your readership in general.
Well, you know, I grew up as one of those kids who was absolutely electrified by the space program. So when I was growing up, you know, people were just starting to go into space. I was in junior high when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon, and every Apollo mission I was just glued to the TV. I had my own little mission control in the den. And when I went to college, I studied geology. I was going to go into planetary science, and my dream would have been to be an astronaut. And I realized that wasn't going to happen, mostly because I didn't have the perfect medical history. So I kind of came to grips with that, and I took a left turn after college and became a writer. And I found out that I love being a space historian and a storyteller of space. So what I've done with my writing career, I've written about various space missions, but I've also become kind of an Apollo historian. I interviewed all the guys that went to the moon, collected their experiences, and wrote them up in my book, A Man on the Moon. And one of the people who read the book was Tom Hanks, and he read it while he was making the Apollo 13 movie. And so he and Kevin Bacon and Gary Sinise and Bill Paxton, they were all reading it. I went and visited the set. I met Tom.
Oh, that's great.
And after the movie was done, Tom called me and told me he wanted to do a mini-series about the Apollo program, and brought me in on the ground floor, and that became the HBO miniseries From the Earth to the Moon. So I feel very pleased that I could help kind of reawaken people to this incredible adventure that we had all those years ago.
That's amazing. Yeah. So what inspired you exactly to write that book? I mean, what was it?
I wanted to know what it was like to go to the moon. I mean, I really was intensely curious about what that would be like, not only what the experience was like, but what it would feel like to be back on Earth with that in your head. You know, those incredible memories of seeing the Earth shrink to the size of your thumb and standing on a landscape that was literally billions of years old where no one had ever been. And, you know, all of those experiences that only 24 humans have had, the 24 men who went to the moon, and then in particular the 12 who walked on it. And I realized that nobody had gone around to interview them all in detail about the experience and collect those experiences in one place. And that's and it took me 8 years. And that book came out in '94. Since then, I've written a number of other books. I wrote a book that came out in '08 called A Passion for Mars, because I've had the opportunity to be involved in Mars exploration. When I was a geology student in college, I was a part of the first landing on Mars. And since then, I've covered Mars missions. And I really have seen the incredible ingenuity, the incredible passion that the Mars exploration community has, the engineers, the scientists, the people who built those rovers that are still up there now making incredible discoveries. So I really am motivated by a desire to share the wonder that I feel about space exploration, and about the fact that we can all be space explorers. All you have to do is go outside and look up and know a little bit about what you're looking at, and you can be a space explorer yourself.
Oh, it's very inspiring. So what's next? You've got the moon, Mars. Where's the next planet?
Well, I'll tell you what. I have a very interesting job right now, which is I'm been asked by NASA to teach a course in space history for NASA engineers. So that's about to begin, and I'm hopeful that that will keep going this year and next, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. Sharing a little bit of the past, present, and even the future for the people who are actually writing the next chapter themselves.
Well, it's just a labor of love, it sounds like, and thank you so much for taking the time.
I try to pay the bills.
Oh, yeah, that part.
And I also want to say, I do school visits. I
do
love
you?
doing school visits, and anybody who wants to get in touch with me about a school visit can reach me through my website, which is www.andrewchaikin.com.
So www.andrewchaikin.com. The Man in the Moon. We're very, very excited to meet you, Andrew.
Thank you
so great.
much.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
All right,
Thanks a lot.
Great to talk with you.
Thank you.